Guess what day it is? Hump Day! Hump Day! Hey, happy Hump Day, everybody. Paul Gerke, Emma Jade, James Quinones, Vanessa Ramirez, chilling on the couch.
We got
at
the
your
team
disposal.
back.
Everyone here.
Yeah.
You said this is the first time you've done an after show in a hot minute.
It's been a while.
The people miss you. They ask about you every day.
I know they do. My mom.
Well, we bring you in
where's my
when
daughter?
there's something big to talk about.
Yeah.
We have to share your
Special.
stories.
Well, yeah.
Talk about you and your husband.
Well, no, you stop it. Actually, on this day, 8 years ago, my husband asked me to marry him.
What?
What'd you say?
How did he do it?
We were at the, is it the Hyatt here? Where they have the
remember the
water
details so
and
vividly.
yeah. So he told me that we were going to go look at Christmas lights. I was just about to start my job here at 12 News.
Okay.
And he took me out on this little
Canoe.
nope,
was gonna say-
Italian.
Paddle
The
boat.
Hyatt?
Yes. What do they do? What do they call those?
Gondola.
A gondola.
A gondola.
Yes. So we
Yeah.
walked by this gondola spot, and he's like, "Do you want to hop on?" I was like, "No, we'll probably have to pay for that. Let's keep going." At the time, I was making like $20,000 a year, so yeah.
So bank,
Yeah.
obviously.
And then we walk back, and he's like, "No, let's go on." So we go on, and the guy's singing to us, and it's so cute. And Brad goes, "Oh, let's have him take a picture." So he hands him what I thought was the camera,
the gondola
but
man.
really he gives Brad this gift.
Oh.
Brad gives me the gift. I open it up, and it's an ornament. I was like, "Oh."
Cool.
But then I opened up the ornament, and there was a ring inside.
Is it the same one you're wearing or a
Same
different
one. No, Brad designed it, did the whole thing all by himself. I had zero clue it was happening. It was a humongous surprise. We'd only been dating for 5 years, so we barely knew each other. And yeah, it was just like the best day of my life.
I'm glad you shared
That was
this.
here at the Hyatt?
Yeah.
They have a gondola here?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Well, they used to. They took it out of commission
Wait,
after.
Brad, if
Emma
you're
got proposed.
not listening, you're taking care of my children.
Right.
I can't remember what name of it isn't Scottsdale.
I'm glad you shared that because we asked Crystal the other day how her husband proposed and then how Joe proposed to his wife. So he said that they went to Sedona. And he picked out a spot like to go, and he said they were driving back and forth, and he couldn't find the spot. So
That's the most Joe Dana thing I've ever heard in my life.
he's like, so we kept driving back and forth, and it was
Very
supposed to be
on
the
brand.
sunset. He's like, but then it was dark outside. He's
It's
like,
already dark.
That is so Joe Dana, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
Joe
God.
that we know.
but then he did it anyway. He said, and it worked out fine.
Did you remember the ring?
Yeah, did he? Seriously.
And then Crystal, her husband was dressed as a pirate and proposed to her. It was on Halloween.
Are you gonna spend the rest of your life with me?
That's actually quite
Can I
funny.
see your booty? Because that's what married people do. They show each other their butts. That's how you know it's serious.
That's why I got married.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. By the way, we're not talking about any of this on the
Nothing.
show. This
No.
just sort of happened.
Right. You're
I'm
welcome.
more and more people keep tuning in, so I don't know. Something's working. You want to tell more boring
It's all
stories?
my in-laws.
They're not even
That
boring.
you only
know
vaguely
why?
remember.
Because people really enjoy love stories and like how people
Oh,
met,
that's
how
true.
people got engaged. Like everybody loves that.
Yeah, it's been a breeze ever since.
Yeah, it's just painless.
Piece of cake,
Really
you said. You said
easy.
it's even, once you get married, it's easier. So.
Yeah.
Wait, Emma, are you the romantic type, like gushy and mushy, and are you just like?
I mean, I could like cry right now. Anything, if people bring up my husband, I just like, my heart immediately is like, like I still, and then people say like, oh, after a while it'll fade. But man, I've known that guy for a long time, and I am so obsessed with him to the point that it's creepy. But thankfully we're married, so it's not that creepy.
yeah.
Legally, it's
I
not
love
creepy
him
now.
so much.
Aw, cute.
Yes, I know.
I can't wait to find love like that.
Never
He's a
loved
great
anything.
guy.
I'm 2 months into it. I still feel the same way.
Yeah.
2 whole months.
Ask me 4 months into it.
They say it's 6 months. It gets easier.
I don't know how you're doing it, Emma.
All right, guys, let's get on topic for a second,
Okay.
because a ton of you are weighing in the comment section, and we're just completely ignoring you.
Sorry.
Blathering about our personal lives.
Sorry.
Shout out, first of all, to everybody watching on the
Yes.
Facebook stream. We appreciate y'all. Today's topic, the talker topic of the day, calling in sick to work. Do you do it? Do you not do it? It's the time of year. It seems like everybody's sneezing and hacking and wheezing and bringing their germs into the office.
Yes.
Maybe they're out of sick days they can't take anymore. We had a couple viewers text us that this morning. Like, there's a girl I work with that is sick right now and she doesn't have sick time and it's driving me nuts.
Some offices let you donate your sick time to someone else.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That would be cool.
Actually, a lot of places.
I didn't use a sick day in 2018. No intention of doing so the rest of the week. I got too much important stuff to do. It is a point of pride to me, and I know it's a point of pride to other people that like to play hurt and tough it out.
Tell me though, because listen, I think that your pride is put in the wrong place. If that is what you are you hang as like a banner of like, look how great I am. I don't
I'm
call in
working
sick.
while I'm
Well,
sick,
I
yeah.
don't think that that's something to be proud of. I think, you know what? I think that this lends itself to a larger problem that we are seeing across this country, is that this culture of competitiveness and of needing to
Be dialed into
feel-
work 24/7, 365.
Constantly.
Check
And
your
not
emails when you're not in the
giving
office.
yourself a minute.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Especially when your body is telling you, listen, I'm on the verge of a breakdown, or I'm exhausted, or I'm whatever, sick, whatever it is. Why aren't we listening to ourselves? We're not listening to ourselves and our bodies because we're more concerned about what's happening or what other people might think of us, what our boss might think of us. And in some cases, it is legitimate because some companies, the culture is that way, that if you call out sick, you're weak, you're not necessary, they treat you differently.
Yep.
I completely
You're
understand
scared for your
that.
Well, you were
job.
saying
But
that
That's what it
earlier.
is. You're
But
scared
it
for
shouldn't
your
be
job.
that way.
Written up for because they.
Yes.
So we had a few people, this was our Text Team 12 topic on Today in AZ this morning. We had a few people text in, 3 different individuals that I counted, just the ones that I saw from hospitals, that said that they have a system, like a STAR system, where you're assigned points if you call in sick and miss a shift.
Wild.
You can be written up, you can be punished, you can lose shifts over it. So there's a culture there that encourages you to be at work even when you're not feeling well.
At a hospital.
Yeah, that's
Which is
wild.
like the
What?
most
Yeah.
counterintuitive thing you could think of. For me, and we'll get to your comments in just a second, it's case sensitive. So the sickest I got
case
this year was in November.
You were sick.
You
it was
were
the-
sick.
It was the first week of sweeps.
And I
which-
was so mad at you.
listen,
Sweeps it's our rating period.
is.
That's
And
where
so-
that's our game day.
Yeah.
Yes. So like that's how they base what we charge advertisers for the rest of the year, is what our numbers look like during sweeps periods. So it's important for like the A team to be there, and not to talk myself up, but like I feel like I have an important place on the show, just like the other 3 of you.
Right.
And it's important for me to be here. If not during sweeps, then when? And so I toughed it out. I was here for 3 days that I really had no business being here. The first 2 were really bad. I wish I would have used the sick day. I wish I could have. I wish I would have felt like that was an option, because I felt like it wasn't. I felt like it was implied that I had to be here.
If we're talking about that specific time, I was really mad at you because I'm pregnant. When I get sick, that's bad. And I also have 2 kids at home.
Well, you know, I also feel we don't have children, right? So I feel like they're like, oh, you know, you don't need to take the day off. Come to work. When you guys have kids, it's like, oh, it's okay. Like you guys can call in.
Because you're taking sick days not just for
Because you
you,
guys
but
have
you're taking
kids.
sick days when the kids are sick.
Yeah,
There's
and for
times when
us, we
I
don't
have to
have
stay
that.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, suck it up and come in. Versus
that makes
you know?
and I actually remember that when before I had children, that I would hear that same thing about, you know, if my coworker who did have kids, you know, they were sick or whatever, they weren't really questioned. But now that I have children, I think it almost puts it into perspective. Like, they're the most important thing. So of course I can skip work to take care of my child.
Some
You know what I mean?
some of the most successful people I've worked with in this business took all their sick days.
The ones that know where to draw the line. Yeah.
They
Well,
really
you just
they worked
need-
hard. They proved themselves at work.
Totally.
They weren't slackers, but they took their sick days.
What's wrong with us taking care of ourselves? We're seeing this not just with sick days, but like, I think mentally too. You know, a lot of us don't put limits on social media, don't put limits on a lot of things. And you can see a society that in some ways is deteriorating because we're not listening to ourselves, our minds, our bodies, and following through with what we need.
I will say this. There are days that would have been more important to my well-being to take when I wasn't sick than when I was. One of those mental health days when you're burned out and you're toxic. We all get
everyone
attitudes
needs
on this
those.
shift. Me probably worse than the other 3 of you. There are days when I just can't handle my life in conjunction with my job, and I just need a day to reset.
And in that case, I think that you are entitled to that and to use it as a sick day.
Jimmy makes a great point, though. You have to prove yourself, and maybe that's part of my issue too. And for
You
a
just
lot of
started.
the people,
You're proving
I've been
yourself.
here about a year and a half. You've been here for how long?
8 years.
Jimmy, 10.
Yeah.
4.
I mean, so like you kind of have to have like a baseline established where you're like,
understand.
this guy's reliable. He's a main anchor. He's gonna be here when we need him to be here. And then it's like, okay,
Give him
I've
a
proven
break.
myself. I'm a little sick. I'm not coming in. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you have to establish that
Once you
trust with your
become
employer, too.
Paul Gerke established anchor,
Right.
long time.
You know, I
you know,
keep saying that when you're sick, you stay home. I had someone call me out on our Facebook page, saying like, listen, I like watching you, but at my workplace, you can't do it because you're written up.
Yeah.
Which, that's a bigger problem. That's a problem with these companies that give your people a break. Cherish these people that are that are working for you, for goodness sakes.
Humans are expendable to a lot of places.
That's how it seems
if it affects your bottom
sometimes.
line, yeah, you serve the company.
We are going into the worst season for sickness. I mean, the flu, remember last year how terrible that was? I think it hit our house 3 or 4 different times. I went home in the middle of a show because I was so sick. And
but you
just
came
have
here
to take
sick.
care of it.
You came here sick.
But you got sick during the show.
Yes, yeah. It was
Really?
something crazy that happened.
But a
Maybe
lot
I
of
was
people see
pregnant.
the same thing. Cinderly said, I worked at places that didn't allow me to call in sick. Steve said, sorry, my company says I can't use sick time again until 2020.
Jeez.
Find a new job. That's horrible.
I've never had one review with a boss in this business that has either congratulated me for not taking sick days
Yeah.
Right.
or that has also said you took too many
Because
sick
Jimmy,
days.
that's the
Never.
pressure that we put on ourselves, I feel.
It's a little bit of martyrdom, for sure. It's a little bit of, yeah.
I had a girlfriend who at my last job, and I think we see it a lot, and I'm not trying to single out our business because a lot of us are here because we love this job.
Right.
But a lot of it in our business where people think like, I'm not going to take a sick day because of the competitive
Well, but
nature
also,
of it.
and there's also not many people that can do what we do.
Right.
And so, like, not to talk trash about the depth chart at our place or any other shop, but like when you aren't there, there's a drop off. Like, bottom line, like if you have a highly specialized thing that you do, like a heart surgeon, if Jimmy the heart surgeon calls in, they're not going to go find some other heart surgeon to perform this operation. You know what I mean? You bring the gears to a grinding halt. And so, like, I feel like if I were in a workplace, let's say I worked for a startup tech company, and there were 30 of us in the office, and we all generally did the same thing, and I'm sick, I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
But because you work in a specialized field, I feel like it's more important that you attend.
But we know it's not smart to put a company ahead of your own well-being.
And Scott said the same thing. My job won't let me call in. Apparently, their lack of staff is my problem. So I don't know when to cover their
Scott,
shift.
that's so terrible.
Well, and there are a lot of places too that they put parameters. Like if you're sick more than one day, we need a note from the doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
And sometimes you don't need to go to the doctor. You're just sick.
need
I need a
rest.
second day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm old
And-
enough to
and
know what a cold is.
That's some crazy
I need to
pressure
go to
in
the
there.
doctor.
Yes,
Yeah,
you know what?
the
That's
doctor's
true.
not
right.
That's true.
So they're like,
because-
we're watching you.
Yeah.
Ever since I've started working in my professional, it's always been weird to pick up the phone. No one's ever questioned
I don't
me,
even know who to call.
But it's really weird. I call my manager and say, hey, I'm not feeling good. And they're always like, hey, that's okay. And I'm like, really? Was that easy?
Do you have to, do you fake a little sick? Do you sound sicker than you are?
Sometimes I feel like
Do you-
I have to.
Yeah,
because
you
my
feel the
voice
need.
is fine. I'm
Yeah.
just sick. It hasn't hit my nose yet. It hasn't hit my throat yet.
I wish we
I
could
better
talk.
sound more sick.
If there's any managers or people out there who take those sick calls, I would love to hear from you in the comment section.
Oh, yeah.
Are there some that you take and you're like, oh, I don't believe them? Or are there ones that you question? Legally, I don't think you're allowed. to
HIPAA laws
question.
should indicate that you can't even ask.
You do not say one
Yeah.
thing. But I've known people who, when they call out sick and they've done it repeatedly, it's not the managers that are necessarily talking about it, but it's all their coworkers who are saying things, making them feel guilty about
Yeah.
it, creating that culture that we need to get away from if we want to take care of ourselves.
The United States isn't even the worst at this. They say Asian cultures,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
in Japan, this is a problem.
Well, between sick days and vacation days, no one takes a break.
Yeah.
We give away how many vacation days a year, people, in this country?
Yeah.
Adds up like crazy.
Well, the average, according to the study that we were working with this morning, was 2.5. People were using 2.5 sick days a year. I think we get 10 by company policy. That just shows you how much is being wasted. What'd you have, Vanessa?
Charles, read his comment.
I'm with the Japanese. Go to work, but wear a mask and wash your hands often. That's another thing that we can't do in this business is wear a mask so we don't spread our germs around. You guys have a ton of comments. I'd like to get to a few more of these, but can we do our ICYMI first? I don't want to see this hit the cutting room floor because this was cracking us off this morning on Today in AZ. Check this out.
Eagles have landed in Arizona. You can watch them live. Arizona Game and Fish turning on. Oh, is this music with it? Because now I'm really into it.
Just enjoy this.
Arizona Game and Fish turning on the bald eagle nest camera yesterday. It shows a bald eagle couple as they make their home at Lake Pleasant. It is their anniversary.
This is a very private moment for them. Let's not be weird.
According to Game and Fish, so far they've seen them building the nest, doing a lot of bonding,
They're in love.
but they're hoping for some eggs soon.
Aren't we all?
The Bald Eagle Cam is the 4th wildlife camera offered by the department, which also provides seasonal views of wintering sandhill cranes in southeastern Arizona, a bat roost.
Oh, the bat roost.
The bat roost at Clough Ranch Wildlife Area, and an underwater pupfish cam. You can check them all out online, azgfd.gov, ABCDEFGHIJKLMNOP.
Seems like too many letters.
You know what? I feel like this is going to be a lot of people's holidays, though, especially people who are like just dating. Like, so, like, what's going on with you guys? You guys like serious? You're going to have kids
Well, we're
soon?
building a nest together, and we hope for some eggs. I don't know how many will hatch. I don't know about you, but I feel like we should have like a show on Nat Geo now, like just commenting on nature.
On there.
So like, give us each a microphone and be like, I think they're building a nest together.
You know what? My favorite is your golf voice.
Oh, well, we did a little golf voice there.
Yeah.
You want to do golf
Oh,
voice?
I was waiting
Let's
for
hear it.
clearing
You
your
were setting
throat.
the
I saw
table?
you.
Please.
Well, I need a topic. Give me a topic.
Okay,
If we're going
Jimmy-
to play sketch comedy, I need something to talk
Jimmy
about.
Q's marriage.
Oh.
You see Quinones walking down the aisle here, wearing matching shoes for the first time in their relationship. Both left-footed. Not a great dancer, Quinones. Walking up to the ring bearer. Well, the ring is in the building. The pastor waiting to officiate.
It's really good, right?
He's good. He's good.
She says I do.
It's an all.
Thank you.
Kiss the bride.
The relief on his face.
Thank you. And scene.
And scene. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here
was
all
nice.
week
That was
because I'm
nice.
not taking a sick day, which is a natural segue back to your comments.
Thank you.
A lot of people in the comments saying, please stay home. Please don't spread your germs.
Please.
But that's not our argument. It's not like, I'm sick, I'm going to work, can't wait to cough in everyone's face. The reason that I'm coming to work is because I feel an obligation
You
to
feel
be
guilty.
there to those same people.
Right.
Especially the ones that have to get called in to work on a day where they think they're off. You know, especially when you're going hard this time of year, everyone's so stressed out and they're working so hard, and you get to your weekend and you're like, finally, a respite from this place. And then you get a phone call. Hey, Paul called in sick. Sorry about your luck. Like, I don't want to do that to somebody.
Yeah.
I'd rather just suffer. But I understand I'm also making
But
you
you're
suffer.
making everyone else suffer. That's the problem.
It's a hard one, yeah.
Not only you're not taking care of yourself, but you're putting everyone else's health in jeopardy by being here.
I got a comment from Cricket. Cricket comments on my stuff a lot on my Facebook page, and I disagree with you almost 100% of the time, just completely clear. But I agree with you this time. Yes, unless you pay my bills. Yeah. A lot of people don't get sick pay. I mean, if you don't work in a salaried position, you're costing yourself money by staying home. That's a whole other side to this issue.
That's very
If you're an
true.
hourly employee, you can't afford to stay out.
Well, I mean, do we want to go there with maternity leave and how horrible maternity is in this country with what we get paid and what we don't get paid just for pushing a baby out?
How
our
much
bodies?
time do we have?
Yeah, seriously, we can go into that as well.
The same situation with my mom. She's independent. You know, she works at a salon. She's an esthetician. So if she gets sick, no one can cover her because
Right.
it's her clients.
Right.
It's her
So you
people.
lose money.
Yeah. And
And
she's
you're not
like, I
getting
don't
paid.
have sick days. Like, I just have to go sometimes. But she will wear a mask while she's waxing eyebrows.
Lori said, I had a job that I was running a fever at work over 101. I was told if I leave, I'm fired. Sometimes
No.
you don't have a choice but to go to
Wow.
work.
That is horrible.
It's horrible, but I guarantee she's telling the truth. I bet that does happen.
It's not right. We got to get rid of that. How do you get rid of that? I don't think you can. I really don't. I think that we're too far in it now.
Wow. Did you already read Laura? Sorry, I didn't hear you. But she said we get written up and suspended if we call out more than 3
Yeah.
times in 90 days.
I don't know if Laura works at a hospital or if that's another line of work, but the hospital people were all telling us something similar this morning.
Interesting. Wow. This doesn't make you bummed out. I don't know.
I know.
Because we are going into the flu season and we're in it.
I'm just
actually.
depressed right now.
I know. Everyone get their flu shot. Maybe that we'll just
No,
try to
I don't
stay
get
healthy.
those because
Does that help,
I'm
though?
scared of that. I'm
What are
scared.
you scared of?
Okay,
Scared
here
of
we go.
what?
They're-
Oh, here we go.
In 30 years, they're going to find out that they
Anti-vaxxer
made a
Jimmy.
mistake.
Oh, here we go.
They made a mistake, and that's why I have that third eye.
You can't live your life like that, man.
Oh my gosh.
You got the flu shot?
I did. My first one this year, actually.
You had to.
Yeah, because I was going and visiting babies.
So
I had to go see some newborns. Buddies of mine in Boise just had a brand
had
new
a
baby.
baby.
And actually, I met like 7 newborns
All right.
out on that trip.
they
Everyone's
said-
having kids.
Well, they said you cannot go.
Well, Mom is a badass. Like, listen, Hannah Sharp is not watching this show right now, but if you know Hannah, she is a BA lady. And it's her way or the highway. I love her to death. And I love that part of her where she's like, I've got a newborn. I'm not exposing you people to my kid unless you get your shots. I had to get the pertussis shot as well and the flu shot before she would even let me like hold her baby. And when I got there, she's like, you're the only one that took my advice. So you get to hold the baby and nobody else does. And I was
There you
like,
go.
heck yeah.
See,
He's a cutie, too.
That's a great mom. That's a smart mom.
Just saying.
We just do hand sanitizer all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen what Eli does
I think
Eli likes to scratch his butt.
all the time.
Eli's her son, not her husband, by the way, if you're just tuning in and you don't know who Emma's family is.
All the time.
She still loves him.
Yeah, all the time. I mean, I have a video of him yesterday pretending to pack a bag and then hand down the pants, scratching his bum, and I'm like, Eli, enough. That's how we get pink eye, which I thought I had a week ago.
Yeah, I was a little worried. When you came in with the eye all red and
I
I'd seen Eli scratching his butt, I connected the dots.
No, thankfully it was just pure exhaustion.
Woo,
You know,
thank goodness.
Whatever.
I thought it was.
Jimmy,
I thought
we
it was
interrupted you with
party.
butt scratching talk. Sorry.
No, I don't even know what I was going to say. It was something important, I remember.
Yeah.
There was,
Something
yeah.
personal, but
You need to get him one of those back scratchers for Christmas that he can like stick down the back of his pants. And
Or I just need to break the stinking habit.
the stinking habit?
Yeah. What? Yeah,
well,
yes.
when you got an itch, you know.
What's the bummer though is that like you're not with your kid all the time. He goes to preschool, you know, a few times a week.
Right.
Is he doing that into preschool?
Probably.
And then
Oh,
he's
yeah.
touching things
Then
afterwards.
eating peanut butter and
Yeah.
jelly sandwiches,
Ow. Ow.
rub,
Man.
touching his eyes.
Golly.
Producer Jeff is in our ear going, wrap it up.
Yeah, we don't talk
That's
about
enough
it.
butt scratching talk for one day.
We have derailed.
We'll do this again tomorrow. You're going to be on the show again, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yo, set your...
Unless you want to go to breakfast.
No, we should do the after show. It's like a work obligation. It's the same thing as like calling in sick. We got to do this show at 7:30.
Speaking of which, golly, I'm not feeling so good. I might
Oh,
be
she's going
pregnant.
to be here calling
yeah,
sick.
That's what
Calling
it is.
sick.
Monday through Friday, Today and AZ After Show, only on the Facebook page. We love you people. Be good, and if you're sick, don't go to work today. The guy on TV told you not to.